going on, Raider Nation? My bad. I've been on quite a hiatus. I haven't been posting videos for quite a while, but finally I'm back. Hold on 1 second. Let's get this in the picture. There we go. Had to get that poster in the background. And my room's a little messy, so I kind of want to detract your attention from that. So free agency. I'm kind of late. It's been quite a while. We've been in free agency already, but we had quite a slow start. I mean, we gave two of our best players away, and we acquired a tackle that wasn't as good as the tackle we gave up, and we were actually going to pay him more money than the other tackle we released was getting paid, and that confused me. But I'm pretty sure that confused Reggie McKenzie as well, because they decided not to go for Saffold, and I think that was the right move. That was the right move to make. All right, two big signings now: Justin Tuck and Lamar Houston. Fuck Lamar Houston. Fuck that dude. I'm talking about Lamar Woodley. This is fucking big. These two guys are both good pass rushers. They're both going to be on each side of the defensive line. Something we've needed for a while. Only thing that kind of concerns me is the run stopping. I mean, these guys aren't that notorious for stopping the run, but hopefully we still have Pat Sims by the end of the free agency, and he can keep plugging up the run like he did last year, because he was solid. So yeah, we signed Justin Tuck and Lamar Woodley. Both good deals. We're paying both of them less than Lamar Houston's getting paid alone at Chicago, so I think we definitely got the better end of the deal there. I also thought Lamar Houston was pretty overrated anyways. I mean, he was literally the only good player on our defensive line, so yeah, definitely he's going to look like a good player. But I got a feeling he's gonna just disappoint in Chicago. Hopefully he does. The Raiders feel smart about giving him away. Now Valdir, I was a little more upset about that, because he was a very, very, very young tackle, and he was actually promising. But injuries, and when he came back from the injury, he didn't really look that solid. So I'm not really that angry that he gave him up, but yeah, kind of. I'm just hoping we sign a good left tackle as replacement. Right now we're looking at Donald Penn, and supposedly he's asking for a lot of money, so hopefully that goes through good. I don't want us to overpay for an aging left tackle. If anything, we gotta just go to the draft for one. So, speaking of tackles, right tackle Austin Howard has signed with the Raiders. This is good news. We needed a right tackle to run block for Darren McFadden, since he's going to be coming back for another year. I kind of got mad at that deal at first, but now that I saw how many years he's been given, and the amount of money that he's going to be getting paid, it's fine. It's just fine. Give him one more year to prove himself. If he doesn't, just kick his ass off the team. And plus, there's also Latavius Murray we can try out from the draft last year. We never gave him a shot because he was hurt this year, the whole last year. So, another big signing, Terrell Brown. Not many of you guys know who this is because he was injured for quite a amount of time last year, but he is the best cornerback that played for San Francisco last year. He was their best cornerback of last year's season. And only reason people don't know him that well is because he was injured throughout most of the regular season. And they had Carlos Rogers playing in there with Chris Cook, but he came back in the postseason and replaced Chris Cook at the starter, and he definitely did better. He was great until he got injured, and he's been producing the last 2 years before that too. And then I saw the amount of money we signed him for. Wow, I don't remember the exact amount, but I know it was super cheap. Reggie is signing all of these players for cheap. He is getting all of these quality players, and we still have the most money in the NFL. This means we have a lot of veterans on our team for this year, with some good players we should hopefully get out of the draft, and then next year we'll have the most money in the NFL still, so we could still have enough money to make a big splash in free agency next year. This is where Reggie's intelligence really hits me. Now, hey Raider fans, where are you now? All of you idiots asking to fire Reggie McKenzie, suck a dick. Yeah, I just had to get that out. Because all these idiot Raider fans, I'd like to point out somebody specifically, this guy named David Ligon on Facebook. He's known for being the dumbest commenter on the Oakland Raiders Facebook page. I consider him the dumbest commentator, because everything he says is stupid. I mean, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Everything he says is blaming Reggie McKenzie. He blames Reggie McKenzie for every single thing with this team. He's probably kissing Reggie McKenzie's ass at the moment. and I hope he is. The dude deserves that. So, speaking of Reggie, today, another big move. James Jones. Veteran receiver, something we needed big time. I was hoping we'd go for Steve Smith or Hakeem Nicks, but those guys probably would have asked for a lot of money. James Jones is perfect. This guy is a quality receiver. He's a San Jose, he was born in San Jose, so he's coming home. He's a former Packer, so Reggie McKenzie has experience with him. This is all good. Just got to make sure we have a good quarterback throwing the ball to him. This is the only thing we need. The offense needs a left tackle, a quarterback, a guard maybe, and a running back. And we're set. We have the receivers. Oh yeah, and a tight end. So we might have a little more to work on, but we're getting there. I think the only tight end we might need is a blocking tight end, because Rivera looked pretty good in the receiving area last year. So I'm not really in my right state of mind right now, so I might have forgot a couple of signings, if anything. Antonio Smith, another good signing. He came from the Texans as another defensive end. This is a good move as well, because you always got to have depth just in case there's injuries. So it's a good move. The money we're giving him is perfect. Reggie is really doing good with these deals. He is negotiating just like a boss, to be honest. And I hope he keeps doing it. Right now we're looking at guard Kevin Booth. That's a big move, because we need a guard to replace Lucas Nix. He's garbage. Or maybe we can get a center like Alex Mack and then move Wisniewski back to guard. That wouldn't be a bad idea either, because Wisniewski played better as a guard in his first year with Oakland than he did as a center in his second year. So right now, the Raiders, I really want them to look at the quarterback position. I'm noticing a lot of Raiders are looking at trading for Matt Schaub right now. Why do all the Raider fans hate Matt Schaub? Because he had one bad year? Hey, did you forget something? He had Gary Kubiak as his head coach. I don't even know who the guy's offensive coordinator was. Probably a shitty offensive coordinator. And did you even see that whole Texans team? It was a complete malfunction. The defense wasn't playing good. The receivers weren't catching the ball. Matt Schaub was throwing 660. That whole team was a mess. If you want to blame Matt Schaub only, that's your fault for being an idiot. Let me pull up his stats really quick. Before 2013. Check this out, guys. 2012, 4,008 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. What do you guys say about that? 2011, he was injured for most of the season, but even in the few games he played, he had 96.8 quarterback rating, 15 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. But he was injured, like I said. Let's look at 2010 now. 4,370 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Amazing numbers. 2009, 4,770 yards, 29 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. These are outstanding numbers. We had one bad year in 2013, and ironically, the rest of his teams had the worst year of the decade. So, if you're going to blame Matt Schaub for the Texans' failure of last year, you're an idiot. You're a true idiot. So, I wouldn't mind having Matt Schaub come to the team at all, really. But now that we signed James Jones, I kind of want a rookie quarterback, because veteran receivers are good for rookie quarterbacks. But I just realized we don't have a tight end, and I'm just not sure if any rookie quarterbacks in the draft are good enough to be starting worthy. And I heard that Bridgewater looked like shit in his workouts, so that's not a good sign. But he's still the top quarterback in the draft. That's even a worse sign, because that means the other ones aren't good either. So I haven't really been looking at the players in the draft. So if there's any players in the draft that we should be looking at, can you guys just send me some or comment some, and I'll check them all out and respond what I think about them. Right now, I think we should maybe think about the offensive line for the first round, or maybe a defense. I was thinking I just remembered we still haven't even signed Charles Woodson. We need to do that. I mean, we recently signed Usama Young, so that's a good thing. But we just got to get Woodson back. We got to have Woodson and Branch playing together in that secondary. So far, the defense looks pretty good. The defensive line looks solid as long as we bring back Pat Sims. The ends are in point. Good defensive line. Linebackers looked solid last year. They just didn't have the defensive line last year to support them, and now they do. So I'm excited to see C.O. Moore, Nick Roach, and Kevin Burnett get back at it. And then the secondary still kind of concerns me, because we released Tracy Porter, and I really wanted us to bring him back. But we might bring back Mike Jenkins, who didn't look that bad. last year, but he had some raw moments that I really didn't enjoy. A lot of stupid penalties. You know, I would rather have him leave than Tracy Porter, but you know, money's money. So we might want to bring in one more cornerback just in case. So re-sign Charles Woodson. We're good in the safety position. So basically, the defense just needs one more corner, and we're set. So and maybe to build a few in the late rounds of the draft, we can get some young defensive linemen just to have them mentored by the veterans we have there. Because we gotta have something for the future. All the players in the defensive line are kind of old. Offense is where we need to be more active in the draft. The receiver position is good now. We got James Jones. The halfback position is still a position at need now that McFadden, now that Rashad Jennings has been released. Sorry. So we're definitely gonna have to get a new running back. I don't trust McFadden as a starter. Definitely not. Tight end. We need a blocking tight end at least. I didn't like Mastrud. Screw that guy. He dropped the ball in so many. I don't even want to talk about that idiot. Offensive line, we have a right tackle now. We have a right guard, Mike Brizell. He looks solid. Wisniewski will be our center. And we're looking at left tackle Donald Penn and LG Kevin Booth from the Giants. If we make those two signings, we're definitely set on offense. No doubt about it. So, yeah, things are starting to come together, guys. Stay patient. Just keep trusting Reggie with these moves, because he's improving every day with moves. You know, I hope they make that trade for Matt Schaub. I honestly hope they do, because I'd rather have a quarterback with experience. Because we've seen in the last few years that unexperienced quarterbacks don't really fare well in Oakland. Terrell Pryor, Matt McGloin, who else was there? Kyle Bowler, Bruce Gradkowski, Marcus Russell. That other fuckface we had in 2006 who was so terrible I forgot his name. I don't even want to talk about our past quarterbacks. I'm going to start crying. So alright guys, let's hope that the moves keep coming through, and just got to hope for the best for next season. Hopefully we can at least make it in third in front of San Diego. I'd like that. Because San Diego haven't been doing shit in free agency. They released all of their cornerbacks and now they're trying to look for receivers. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but that's a good thing for us that they're being sloppy in free agency. So alright guys, peace out Raider Nation. Let's keep the big moves going, keep the fans hopeful. Big year to come ahead of us.